Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Real and Raw with Ree. Happy Hump Day. We're on episode 37. So today's episode is pretty much a voice note of someone responding to episode 29, Unresolved Issues. So I'm going to play their voice note and give my response to that. And I'm happy that they sent this voice note because for episode 36, I was supposed to pretty much do an episode about sibling relationships or family relationships, but I wasn't really feeling it. So I think I'm just going to tie that in with this one because to me it all flows together. It's about relationships with family. So I'm going to tie it into this one. So grab a glass of your favorite drink and let's get on into it. Now, before I even get into that, thank you to all of my new listeners, those of you that have followed me, that are invested in my podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to those who do my polls and Q&As, who comment on the platform that they listen on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I went and looked at some on Apple Podcasts, so thank you guys for the comments. It's much appreciated. So yes, thank you all for the support. Continue to run it up, continue to share it, and do what you all do. And so one of my male friends got me a gift for Valentine's Day, an early Valentine's Day gift, and they got me a mic. And I've been saying how I really, really needed one, and somebody sent me a recommendation, but I was not expecting a mic at all. So thank you. I'm really appreciative. I love it. And yeah, so good quality. That's what I'm using now. So hopefully y'all can tell the difference in a good way. But yeah, I'm still learning. So y'all just bear with me with this whole mic thing. But I really appreciate it. I'm thankful for this. So we are going to go ahead and get into this voice note.
So, in response to episode 29, Unresolved Issues with Our Parents, I really wanted to get your view on that topic because I feel like I'm just kind of conflicted. Overall, a part of me doesn't feel like I'm conflicted. I guess I'm just trying to lean to still being involved with my parents, so to speak. But it just feels like my parents aren't really there anymore and haven't been for a long time. But it's like we're always told, or when we grow up, we're being taught, family first. Your parents did the best that they could. They're doing everything that they can. They're putting food in your mouth, and don't be ungrateful, and XYZ. But at the same time, when does it come to the point to where we realize there could be more done as far as a parent? Because me growing up, I don't really remember feeling the love. And if I did, it faded away. And I don't even remember the last time they said, I love you. Honestly, because I personally have a hard time saying it to people I care about, like verbally expressing it. So I feel like that came from somewhere, and it's like I grew up without that, or I felt like I grew up without hearing that. And I've had my mom tell me at times, and I feel like it's just kind of gaslighting or whatnot, but it's like, we're not going to be here forever and yada yada, and it's like, I know that, but at the same time, it doesn't feel any different than it does now. So it's like, if you did pass, if you did move on, like, I don't feel like my life would be affected or changed, because I just feel like that's how it is right now. Like, I haven't been in contact with my parents since maybe Mother's Day last year. And just a quick summary on that, it's because with my siblings, they've kind of broke contact with them. And it's like I've always grown up to take care of my siblings, so I put them first. And then they didn't tell one of my siblings happy birthday, happy Father's Day, and same to my other one. And then as far as my youngest sibling, who stays with them, and this is coming from like pure perspective because I'm not there, but the way things have been, this is where I'm kind of conflicted at. It's like they're keeping her hostage in a sense. Like she has, or had, some mental issues going on. I was kept in the dark about it. Whenever I asked about it, it would be brushed off, like nothing really going on. And kind of just saying like she's just being extra in a sense. That's what it felt like they were kind of saying, and didn't want me to like be involved with it. And then there'd be times like I would go long periods of time without talking to my sister. And then when I asked like, hey, what's going on, yada yada, I even got her a phone so we could be in contact, and they try to take that from her and control that. So there's a lot of issues that's going on, and just feels like you're keeping me from my sister that you raised me to take care of and protect. And she's going through a lot. She has nobody to talk to. And the crazy thing and how I found out, that like stuff wasn't making sense. Like whenever I would try to talk to her, there'd be times like she wouldn't respond at all. And I'm like, why is she not responding? Or I just get like short answers. And I honestly hate short answers. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, how are you not talking to me? And we grew up together, and come to find out, and like I said, this is from what I've been told from her. Because I don't have both sides of the story, because obviously my parents won't tell me the other side. Basically, and I did pick up on this a while ago, also, they try to make us seem like the bad guys, like we're not there for her, we don't care for her, and we don't love her. And she even told me, like, they basically said my parents and my dad's mother, who's in New York, are the only ones that care for her. Nobody else does. And whenever when they did live in Durham, before she left, we would try to go hang out with her. Like, they would lie to us and say, oh, she has homework to do. She can't go out right now, yada, yada. And then I asked them, like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm not doing nothing. And I was like, they said you had homework. And she was like, no, like, I don't have nothing to do. I'm not doing nothing. And they legit, like, keep her in the house for extremely long periods of time and won't let her hang out with us. And it just got worse over time to the point, like, she legally couldn't leave the state and had to stay with them because, like I said, this is from what I'm told, our parents made it seem like she's not mentally stable. So she literally had a court order to where she had to stay in the state that she's in. She can't leave. Whenever we talked about her getting her own car and stuff, our dad would shut it down, saying, why do you need a car? You don't need this, this, and that. You need a place to live first before you even get a car. And it's like when she talks about getting a place, like he just shuts it down. It's like they're trying to control her. So it feels the way they treat my siblings, and that's just like the tip of the iceberg. Like, I was told, like, when I left to the military, my parents became abusive towards them. Like, my dad would physically hit them, my brothers. And I'm like, where did all of this come from? It's like, as soon as I left, like, things just got turned up a notch. And it just got a lot worse. to the point to where one of my siblings actually just ran away. And because he just couldn't be there anymore. And I didn't understand that for a while. I was like, why would you run away? But come to find out, it was because of that, how abusive that our dad got after I left. Like, a lot of stuff happened. And then it made my sister feel like she was abandoned when everybody left. And it's like everything just got turned onto her. So, yeah, I just feel like it's really hard trying to, see that perspective of, like, be grateful that your parents are here, because when they're gone, it hits different. And I see a lot of people talk about that, but I feel like that's for people who were probably a lot closer to their parents than I was and where I am now. Because like I said, if they were gone, it wouldn't make a difference to me. They haven't seen my kids, or actually my youngest. They haven't seen her at all except through video and maybe pictures. They saw my second youngest once. I even lived up the street from them. They actually never came by at all. And I'm like, why would you not come visit? And then they make it seem like it's my fault. Like, oh, you never call us. You don't tell us what's going on. You only want to talk to us when bad things are happening. It's like, I don't have nothing to talk to y'all about. Y'all aren't involved. Y'all don't reach out. Y'all may say happy birthday first or happy Father's Day first or something, but like, that's it. Like, y'all don't talk. And then when I video, it's short. You want to know, like, basically all the tea that's going on with my siblings. And it's like, how about you talk to them? And then one time I got, basically, one of my siblings was going through a custody issue. And I was contemplating taking custody of my nephews. And honestly, my nephews I'm referring to is their favorite grandchildren. They've seen them way more than they've seen my kids. Like, I put it, like, no lie, they've seen them way more. Even more recently, they've traveled from the state that they're in to my state to go get them, bring them back, and then go drop them off after keeping them for a while. Like, those are their favorite grandchildren. Like, I ain't tripping. Like, I preferred you to just be honest and just not want to be around. Like, I'm cool with that. But when I couldn't take custody because it wasn't fitting for my family, because it's not just me, they were upset about that. They were like, I don't feel like you made the best decision or you did all that you could to get them. And I'm like, first off, they're not even my kids. That was like the first time I really had to put my foot down. Like, I was like, they're not even my kids. There's a reason they were with CPS. I did everything I could with my sibling to put him in a place to where he can take care of himself and the family. But he decided to do his own thing. That's a whole nother topic on why he even did that. Because it's mental health. And obviously my parents don't, well, it's really my dad. He doesn't believe in mental health, what it seems like. That's why they keep blowing everything off whenever I try to bring it up. But yeah, they were literally just trying to get on me about how I should have put them first, it's family first. We deal with the consequences later. But I'm like, I couldn't do that. Like, how am I going to pay bills and keep a roof over our head and everything else in the meantime? Like, nobody thinks about that. And they're the ones that decided to leave the state, so they couldn't get involved. And that was on them. And the part that really got me, when they said put family first and deal with the consequences later, when I got married, they didn't even show up to the wedding. And I'm like, where was put family first, deal with the consequences later? Like, you had plenty of time to get everything straight to show up, but you didn't. And then even afterwards, I expected them not to show up, sad to say. Even afterwards, we were trying to give them the party favors or the wedding favors or whatever when we went to go visit nearby them, because we went to the beach. And I was like, hey, we're going to be here during these days. Can y'all, if y'all able to, y'all can come to the beach and meet us and we can all hang out. Didn't see him. Nothing. So it's like, what is going on? You don't want to, like, it feels like you don't want to see us. You're trying to keep your distance, but yet you go to the beach on your own terms. You go travel different states to go pick up your grandkids. You even, like, they even, when we found out that my mom had a sister that she didn't know about, they got to hang out. And this was after the fact. I can't get their address. They won't tell me that. And honestly, there was other ways I ended up finding out. And it's not like I was really searching, but I remembered something. I was like, I can find out. And I did. And it's like they wouldn't give me their address. And I was like, hey, can we mail this to you? Because I didn't care. But my wife wanted to mail it. And I'm like, we can try. Never got the address. Whenever I bring it up, hey, you know how long it took for us to get your address and yada yada? I'm just like, are you serious? So, like, it really, I feel like I'm just in an interesting stance because I've been around, or I'm around people that are more family oriented than I am, and that and people around people that really care about their parents, and it's just like they're like, "How your family doing?" If I'm like, I don't know, I don't talk to them. Like, well, you should still talk to them. You should reach out and yada yada. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, that's what I want to say. I don't want to because I have nothing to say to them. All they want to do is be nosy and figure out what's going on with everyone else because they don't talk to them. I can't really be in contact with my sister like that because of them. And it's like, why do I want, what do I have to say? Like, y'all made your choice. Y'all are grown adults. Y'all raised us. Like, you have to do better than this. But yeah, just that's my quick summary on that. So yeah, I just feel like not really in a pickle, but just like I'm still trying to lean towards being open because I'm not completely closed off. Like if they really just admit what they did and just like essentially just grow up, then maybe we can work something out. But outside of that, I just feel like I don't care about them. Like truth be told, and they keep it blunt, like I just don't care. Like it's either you're here or you're not. It doesn't make a difference to me. I would like for you to be here, but if not, then I'll move on my own. Like that's what I've been doing anyways. And that's what it felt like. So yeah, I just wanted your opinion on, I guess, like what would you do, I guess, in the situation that I'm in?
So, first off, let me just say that I am sorry that you are going through that with your parents. Like, I really could not imagine because that was a lot. Like, a lot. And while I was listening, I was thinking, like, what happened between you and your parents? Like, for them to not really have a relationship with you, not really talk to you, because you said that you haven't talked to them since Mother's Day of last year. They don't have a relationship with your kids. That's crazy to me. And most grandparents are ready to love on their grandchildren. So, and then, it would really bother me if my parents didn't have a relationship with my children, but they had a relationship with my other siblings, like kids. Like that would really bother me. And that's when I would really hold a grudge because it's like, damn, like what did my kids do to you? I get how you might feel about me, but my kids did nothing to you, and I don't know if I would send them to stay over there either because it's like I don't know if I could trust you around my kids, seeing that you don't really care for me. It wouldn't make sense for my kids to be around you. So yeah. But I get what you're saying when you're like it wouldn't really make a difference to you if they were gone or not. And yeah, people who really have good relationships with their parents, they do try to force you to have one with yours, but it's like If my parents don't really want a relationship with me and I feel like I'm doing everything that I can, I'm not begging anybody to have a relationship with me. I don't care who it is. So, yeah, and then for your parents to use that, oh, we're not going to be around forever, I feel like you kind of have to throw that back at them like, okay, you're not, I agree with you, you're not going to be here forever, so why not try to fix the relationship? It's not, I don't feel like it's all on you that everything should fall on you as far as fixing that relationship. It works both ways. So, yeah, I don't like that your parents use that as an excuse. Like, no, don't hit me with that, because if you really felt that way, are you trying to fix our relationship, or do you just want me to beg for a relationship with you? Like, no, I don't like that, and I don't like that they're keeping your sister from you as far as communication goes. And I feel like she is going to grow up. I don't know how old she is, but I feel like she is going to resent them. I don't like that, how you said they pretty much keep her in the house, and I really don't like that. She's going to grow up to resent them. But I feel like she's older, because you said something about her moving out or thinking about it, or a car and all of that. So she is of age, but yeah, I know how parents can try to use that. Well, as long as you're under my roof, these are my rules, and you're going to do this, do that. And I feel like it's pros and cons to that, but don't use that to manipulate anybody. Like, no. And I don't know why they wouldn't want her to have a relationship with her siblings. Like, for what? And how you said they call you to get tea on your other siblings. Like, call me to talk to me, to have a relationship with me, to build a bond with me, not to hear about what my other siblings have. Call them. Like, if you're just calling me for that, and that's all, like, after I tell you the tea, you're done talking to me, no. I wouldn't like that either. So I don't feel like you're wrong based off of what you told me. I don't think you're wrong for not having a relationship with your parents and just not caring. I don't think you're wrong at all. I don't really know what you could do, because like you said, whether they are gone tomorrow, or God forbid, or when they leave, it won't really bother you. I feel like you may say that now, but when they are gone, it's going to be like, damn, like, they didn't even try to fix this relationship with me before they were gone. Or, it's going to kind of eat you up. Not saying that it's going to eat you up in a way like you're wrong, but it's going to kind of have you like, damn. So, although I do not need to hold my damn phone, I'm going to hold it. Excuse my language. But y'all, I was in here talking, and if you follow me on Snapchat, you're hearing this, or you've heard this. You heard it yesterday. But, yeah, so I was sitting here recording. Mind you, podcast time is really slow. You could think you've been talking for 5 minutes, but it's only been 2. So, honey, in my mind, I was probably talking for about 5 to 8 minutes. And something just told me to look down at my phone. The phone is not recording. And I said so much. 5 to 8 minutes, y'all. So much. Lord. But, yeah, so now I feel like I gotta hold my phone, because we can't do that again. So, let me just do a quick rundown of what I said, because, child, I was flowing so beautifully. But I don't feel like you're wrong for not wanting to build that relationship with your parents, for forcing anything, because I feel like if your parents wanted to build that relationship with you and your kids, they would do that. It's not, to me, I don't like that they're going to get their other grandchildren, but not going to get your children. Like, I don't like that. That would bother me. I'm holding a grudge. All of that. Like I said, grudge. Um, I don't like that they are manipulating your sister and pretty much trying to keep you and her from building a bond. I don't know what that is about. I don't like it. I feel like your personal issues with me have nothing to do with my sibling and I, so that's none of your business. Like I said, I feel like she's going to grow up to resent them because I don't know how old she is, but you said something about a car and moving out or wanting to move out. So I feel like she's older, and I feel like they're kind of using that my house, my rules type of thing to manipulate her and, you know, keep control of her. So I'll be happy when she gets out on her own and do what she wants. I don't like that they are manipulating her. And I feel like you should keep working on a bond with your siblings. And as far as your parents go, you might just have to let that go because I feel like it's not all on you. They can't keep using that, oh, we're not going to be here forever. Do you know that you are not going to be here forever? And if you know that, seeing that you're saying it, I feel like you need to ask them, like, why do you say that? Like, what do you mean when you say that? What's your reason for saying it? And then when they say whatever it is that they say, you should be like, okay, since you feel that way and you know that you're not going to be around forever, what are we going to do to fix this relationship? Do you even want to? And go from there. But I wouldn't, if I had a man and he was going through what you were going through with your parents, I wouldn't want him to keep trying to build a relationship with his, or I should say force the relationship with his parents. I wouldn't want him to do that. Especially if it, like, I don't think it really breaks you because based off how you sound when you were saying it and how you were like you wouldn't really care if they, something happened to them or they passed away. But if I had a man and it like broke him and he just looked so hurt when it came to his parents, I would have to tell him to let it go. Because I have to pick up those pieces. I have to wipe those tears. I have to hear about it. And I have to try to uplift you every single time something goes wrong with your parents or they don't react how you want them to or how they should and they don't receive what you're saying. I would have to tell him to let that go. They clearly don't want to build anything with you, and I hate that, but you have to let that go for your own peace and your own sanity. Now, as far as you go, I do kind of feel like if something was to happen to them, in the back of your mind, you would feel away. I honestly feel that way. Like, I don't know if it would be extreme, like you crying and all of that, and mentally it's really tearing you down. I don't know that. But I do feel like in the back of your mind, it would bother you. It would make you start to question, like, could you have done more? Should you have not left some things unsaid if that's the case? But in the back of your mind, I feel like it would bother you. As far as the abuse goes, I don't like that. I don't know. Seeing that you said it was with your brother and you were in the military, I don't think you were there during the times. But it kind of has me like, where was your mom? Like, if the abuse was coming from your dad, has your mom ever stepped in to stop it? Like, where did it stem from? Like, what happened? Did it used to happen to you? Now it's just trickled down to your siblings, like, and it's bad when it's getting to the point that your brother has to run away to get away from it. And it's crazy that you said that because I was thinking about that the other day as far as like, kids who are going through things like that at home and now, with some schools being out here and all of that, school is their safe place. Yeah, it just had me thinking about that, and that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But I really do hate that. It just sounds like so much. And you are a very strong person for dealing with it, not letting it tear you down. Um, if you feel like you have done all that you can do, I just say let it go. I really do. I just say pray about it, hand it over to God, talk to Him about it, and let it go. Because you have done all that you can. I don't feel like your parents should just contact you to hear about the tea with your siblings. Like, call me, talk to me, and hear how my day is, how's my life, how my kids doing, all of that. It's just like, call me to talk to me because you genuinely care to build a bond with me, not just to hear about how my siblings are doing. So yeah, that right there would really bother me. I honestly feel like your parents have like a victim mentality, kind of, and I feel like a lot of people do when it comes to a lot of things. Like, they like to point the finger and make it seem as though everybody has done them wrong and it's just them against the world, and they feel as though, like I said, they've done nothing wrong. It's all you. The fingers are being pointed at everybody else, and you cannot point a finger back at them. I feel like it's that way with a lot of family members, and I feel like people love to use the whole family first thing, and I agree with family first, but at the same time, when you have done so many wrong things and you have not tried to build a relationship with me, a bond with me, or anything like that, can you really sit here and say family first? Family over everything. Like, can you really say that? I don't think you can, because it's like, what have you done to show that that's really what you're all about, what you stand on? Like, no. You can't say that. And I feel like relationships with siblings are really tricky too, because it's like, I feel as though a lot of siblings care more about their friends than they do their actual family. And I know people are like, well, some of my friends are more like family than some of my siblings are. What have you done to fix that? And what is the reason that it's like that? There has to be a reason for it. Nobody just woke up one day and was like, oh, I'm going to treat my sibling like this. Like, what was the reason for it? And I feel like, siblings are in competition with each other. It's just a whole, oh, all my siblings are against me, and my parents are against me, nobody's here for me. It's like victim mentality, and I don't like it. I don't like people who play victim knowing that they have done things. I'm not the type that's going to give you a pity party. Like, I'm not doing it. That's not me. I will leave that for everybody else, but that's just not something that I do. I see right through the BS. So it's just like, I feel like if you have done all that you can and you have really tried to fix things, don't press the issue no more. Don't force it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Of course, if something happens to them, it will hurt you because you love them. But at some point, you have to love yourself a little more to remove yourself from the situation. Especially when you have done everything that you possibly can to try to build a relationship with them. Don't keep putting yourself through that, because clearly they don't give a shit. So yeah, don't keep putting yourself through that. And how you said, I think you said you don't really know how to I don't know if you said receive love, or you don't really know how to express that because it wasn't really told to you. I think that's what you said. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But I am the same way, which I said in that episode 29. To me, it's very different when people tell me in text message versus in person, and they're like giving me compliments and being real lovey-dovey, telling me how much they love me, very expressive. I don't know how to take that. I really want those things, but I don't know how to take them. Like, I'm just like, oh, thanks, or don't make me blush and all that. That's what I say, but that's just me. It's not really awkward, but it makes me feel awkward because it's like, are they really talking to me? Although I know that they are, but it's like, I'm not used to it, so it's just hard to receive it, although I want to. So I completely understand. Like I said, I don't think you're wrong. Don't force no issues with nobody. If people want to be all family over everything, family first, honey, do you even live by that? Are you showing that? If not, let's not do that. Let's not. People love to say that until it's time to actually prove it. Time to stand on it. And they can't do that. So no, I don't think you're wrong at all. I would say just stop trying. I would. I hate that for your kids. I really do, because they should have that relationship with their grandparents, especially if they are still living. Like, that relationship with your grandparents is very important. I do want to know, like, the backstory as far as, like, them keeping your sister from you. I do want to know, like, what's that all about? Like, where did that stem from? So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Real and Raw with Ree. Make sure you hit that plus sign button on whichever platform that you are listening to this podcast on. Make sure you leave your comments below. Go follow me on my social medias that are listed in the description box. Also do my polls and Q&As on Spotify and Spotify only. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.